Have you ever wondered what happens when an Instagram reel goes viral? Well, I did, until it happened to me, and it was not what I expected. So one of my recent reels hit 1.7 million views in just 3 days. So in this video, I'm going to take you behind the scenes and reveal what happened to my profile when I went viral, how many new followers I got, and more importantly, how much money I made. And make sure you watch until the end, because this story is even crazier than you think. I'm also going to share the one simple thing I changed that caused my reel to blow up, and how you can use this simple strategy for your reels, no matter your audience size. But first, let me explain what I mean by how much money I made off of a reel. So Instagram is unfortunately not paying creators directly anymore. They stopped in 2023. But even if they were, I was never eligible for monetization anyway, because I'm not from the right country. But I did some research because I wanted to see how much money I would make if they did pay me directly. So according to the people who were actually lucky enough and got paid, Instagram used to pay around $200 per million views, which means that I would make between $350 and $400. I'm not good enough at math, so I can't give you the exact number, but it's somewhere in that range. It's not really life-changing, but it's definitely better than zero. But thankfully, I do make money off of Instagram in different ways. I sell an Instagram course, and I have a membership with post templates that I promote mostly through posts and stories. And I have to say that my sales are highly dependent on new people coming to my profile, checking out my content, and possibly buying one of my products or subscribing to my membership. So on average, most of my posts get a reach from around 15 to around 40 or 50,000 views. So getting 1 million on this one reel was a huge leap. But what was different about this one? So if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I mostly post educational reels where I talk to the camera and either share new Instagram features, tips, or story ideas. These types of reels have been my go-to for years, and with time I started noticing that my views started declining a little bit. So I came to the conclusion that I should try something new, switch it up a bit. That's when I came up with the idea to do an audit style video where I channel my inner school teacher and point out the mistakes people make on their Instagram profiles. So I would do this on a piece of paper and add a voiceover. So I wrote down all of the mistakes I could think of, filmed the video, posted it, and I instantly knew there was something different about this reel because my engagement was crazy from the get-go. Normally I have a few hundred likes within 1 hour, and this one had around 10 times more. And from then on it just took off and got 1.7 million views in 3 days. So trying something completely different paid off. Not just different from what I was doing, but different from what everyone else was doing. So this is a tactic called pattern interrupt, and it's used frequently in marketing. It's like when you were a kid in school daydreaming and the teacher snapped their fingers to return your attention back to their boring lecture. You see, Instagram users usually scroll through their reels on autopilot. Most reels are created a certain way, they usually have products or people in them. So when something out of the ordinary pops up on the screen, it instantly grabs attention, right? Like this one, for example. So try thinking outside the box the next time you're creating reels, and don't be afraid to try something different. It might just pay off or completely flop, but the most important thing is that we're trying, right? So my 15 minutes of fame actually lasted for somewhere around 3 to 4 days. What's interesting is that the reel instantly blew up, was getting crazy amount of views for a few days, and then it died down pretty quickly as well. So how many new followers did I get? As of now, I got 14,000 new followers from this one post. Pretty cool, right? Well, watch until the end, because you're gonna wanna hear the rest of this story. I also got around 100 DMs, and from those hundreds, only 10 were actual inquiries about my products or services. Some were just nice comments, and most of them were spam. If you're on Instagram, you know what I'm talking about. Alright, so let's see what happened to my stories. So my story views almost doubled since that many new people were coming to my profile. I made sure to have some promotional stories in there for the people who would potentially want to check out my course or membership. So I got 283 clicks on my 3 stories that had links in them, but some people chose to click on the link in bio instead. But because Instagram doesn't show us external links for reels, I checked my website analytics to see how much more traffic I got on those few days. So I got around 3,500 extra website visits in those 4 days. So on the best day, I got around 5 times more traffic than I usually get. By the way, does this graph remind you of something? I think it's giving me the middle finger. Now, getting more website traffic and followers is amazing, right? But how much money did my social media version of winning the lottery make me? You would think with that much new traffic it's a lot, right? Well, it is. Not. I was completely shocked by what happened next. You would think that getting that many new eyeballs on my profile and website would get my products flying off the digital shelves, right? Well, actually the complete opposite happened. So how many sales did I make apart from what I usually make off Instagram? Drum roll please. A big fat zero. Zero sales, ladies and gentlemen, or to be precise, minus $30. I had an automation set up for this post, which means that every person that commented a keyword, in this case it was YouTube, got sent a link to the full version of the video, which is posted on my YouTube channel. And I didn't send these links one by hand. I use an automation software, which I later found out charges you more and more for each 1,000 comments. So the more comments I received, the more I had to pay, which actually caused me to lose money. Crazy, right? But why do I think my reel didn't get me any sales? Well, for one, my reels are usually shown to business owners and content creators who are my target audience. But this time it was pushed to a way broader mass audience. All of them have Instagram accounts, so they were interested in this video, but most of them don't have businesses, so my products weren't really interesting to them. The thing about going viral is that the reels that are very niche and targeted to a specific audience have a small chance of going viral. There's just not that many people that find them interesting because they are so specific. But these are the types of reels that would actually bring your quality target audience to your profile. Ones that enjoy your content and would actually benefit from your services or products. On the other hand, reels that appeal to the mass audience are way more likely to go viral. That's why most of the reels that you see that are trending are jokes, motivational reels, general hacks and tips, and so on. But this will most likely bring random people to your account. And most of them just aren't interested in the products you offer because they're made for a specific audience, right? So if I was selling something that appeals to the general public, like t-shirts or cute planners, I'm pretty sure that the outcome would be completely different. But people that buy my course and subscribe to my membership are usually people who have been following me for some time before buying. They already know me and a lot about my products, and they just trust me. So am I happy about what happened? Well, yes and no. No, because nothing really changed in my business, and yes, because I learned a lot from it, and I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of fun. But I have always been the proponent of slow and steady growth anyway. Your content should attract the right people who are actually interested in your content and products, and not just anyone who saw your funny trending reel once and won't engage with it ever again. You also can't depend on reels going viral to sustain your business because it might not ever happen. So there you go, this is my interesting little story of how I was insta-famous for a few days. The biggest lesson here, in my opinion, is that the next time you see your competitors having huge numbers like this, don't feel bad, because going viral is not at all what it's cracked up to be, especially when you sell educational products. So comment below what your biggest reach on a reel has been up till now. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!